Ah, you've got discerning taste.
Hey there everyone, it's Alex here from VG247.com, and here it is, this is it, it's real. This is Persona 4 running on the PC. Persona 4 Golden to be precise, which obviously the original Persona 4 came out on the PlayStation 2, and Golden was the Vita exclusive sort of expanded version of the game. And this is the Vita version, brought up to PC spec, so high resolution, really crisp, beautiful textures, English and Japanese dual audio, unlocked frame rate, 16:9 presentation. It does pretty much everything you would want it to do. It ticks all of the boxes. Some of you might be unfamiliar with Persona, whereas some of you may have come to the series with Persona 5. If you're unfamiliar with it, Persona is basically a Japanese RPG with turn-based combat that sort of trades in a combination of the mundane and the out of this world. So the mundane is you're always pretty much a high school student in Persona, and you have to deal with the ins and outs of high school life. You have to study, you have to make friends, you have to take on part-time jobs in order to make some extra money. But then also on the side, you are entering a supernatural parallel universe and fighting monsters and saving the world. And the comparison of those two things and how they sit next to each other is really key to what Persona is, and that's true of every entry in the series. If you played Persona 5, which was really a breakout hit for the series, the difference between that and Persona 4 is really that Persona 5 was all about slick style and just razor-sharp presentation, and it's set in the hustle and bustle of Tokyo. And Persona 4 Golden is a softer game right across the board. So, whereas, to use a clunky analogy, it feels like you could cut yourself on how sharp and edgy Persona 5 is, Persona 4 is soft and squidgy and a pleasure to handle. That difference in the texture and tone of the game partially comes from a difference in the story being told, but it's also down to the actual design of the game. So Persona 5, I would call it like an uprising. It was that series staking an aggressive claim to the throne as the king of Japanese RPGs. Persona 4 is how they got to that point though, because it's a perfect expression of all the Persona that came before it, and it's a game that knew its niche and knew its limitations and just worked fabulously within those limitations. So some things are a Persona series staple, so there's still the catchy music that is really catchy and you're going to be humming and tapping your foot. There's still lovable characters that riff on each other in fun ways. But the most exciting thing about Persona 4 is how good it is at the thing I mentioned earlier, at that trope of the juxtaposition of the mundane plottings of high school life and the fantastical story of saving the world in a parallel world. The original Persona 4 is 12 years old next month, and the Vita Enhanced version, which the PC port you're looking at now is based on, is 4 years younger than that, so it's still 8 years old. And so it shows its age, but that's only natural. So more chunks of Persona 4 pass without voiceover than its successor. It's got randomly generated mazes for dungeons, where it's boxy rooms and narrow corridors rather than these intricately designed dungeon spaces. And the animation's often pretty simplistic. But I think none of that matters. And this is where Persona 4 Golden plays on that charm that it has. It uses it to get by on those shortcomings. Even in 2008, when it first came out, Persona 4 was probably pretty dated. I mean, at that point, Final Fantasy X was 7 years earlier. Oblivion had come out 2 years earlier on the 360. It was a really late PlayStation 2 game. But none of that really mattered because Persona 4 was just special. And the PC port, importantly, is just really good at retaining that specialness. It's got sharper textures and enhanced details. I was really surprised to see that the Jima's car actually says Land Rover on the hood. You could never see that on the PS2. But none of the beauty and simplicity of the original game has been lost in this transfer. It's successful in the remaster mission in the same way that the Command & Conquer remaster I recently covered was successful. It appears and it plays as you remember it rather than how it actually was, and that is, I think, the mission of any remaster. So there are improvements beyond high-res textures. You can crank the resolution up, there's 16:9 presentation like I mentioned, there's basic graphic settings, but they're pretty much, low, medium or high. There's no fine-tuning really, but you don't really need it for a game like this. And like I said, there's Steam achievements, trading cards, Japanese and English, audio and text support for English, Japanese, Korean and traditional Chinese. So it's a pretty fully featured package, and I would say it's a really good port. In the 2 dungeons I've played so far, it runs pretty smoothly, and I do think the Scooby-Doo style murder mystery gang narrative that the game has, where you're high schoolers and there's some murders in your town and you try to solve them, but you realise there's a supernatural edge to them, which is where all your powers come into play and stuff. It's it's really good. There are some areas where some of the choices are a little bit questionable, where even in the 10 years that have passed since now, there's perhaps some areas where socially the game is a little bit iffy, but I think it holds up pretty well, all told. Oh, and the price is right too. It's $20 for the standard edition, and $5 more for a deluxe edition if you want like a digital soundtrack and stuff like that. But I think perhaps most important is that this is setting the Persona series free. So Yakuza, another Sega series, that dipped its toe into the PC market and then really hasn't looked back. And hopefully, the Persona series is now following suit. So if they do Persona 3 Fairs and Persona 5 Royal next, that'd be lovely, thank you Sega, thank you Atlas. But in the meantime, this is a really good port, and I'm going to shut up now and just let you enjoy some gameplay without me talking over it so you can hear the music and stuff. If you like this, don't forget to give us a like, give us a subscribe, ring the bell. All that stuff really helps us, but also it means you'll be the first to see our coverage and footage of upcoming games, including some surprises like this one. And this is a surprise because, by the way, I forgot to mention, it's out now. So finish watching this video and then maybe go to Steam and pick it up. Until next time, everyone. See ya.
Persona! Persona! Throw down! Persona!
I wonder if Dad's not coming home again tonight.
Our top story this evening concerns a bizarre case in a quiet suburb. Around noon today, a woman was found dead near the Samegawa River in Inaba. The deceased has been identified as Miss Mayumi Yamano, a 27-year-old announcer at the local television station. The initial results of the Inaba Police Department's investigation have revealed...
The Inaba Police Department! That's where Dad works! I know. That's his job, so this stuff happens.
The body was found hanging from a large television antenna atop a local resident's roof. Authorities are uncertain as to why the body was in such a state.
enemy! Go for a first strike! It's down!
Let's go, partner.
Good answer! Ready or not, here we come!
Someone else's turn.
Just one enemy left!
Yikes, it's tough.
A rare monster! Beat the stuffing out of it! All right, let's keep going! I smell 3 enemies! Don't get careless! This enemy's weak to fire!
Throw down.
Nice work,
get
Yosuke!
cocky!
I knew you could do it!
Someone else's turn.
3 enemies! Let's get through this!
Persona.
Couldn't quite beat it.
Two enemies! Charge through them! Go, Sensei! You knocked it down! You hit its weakness!
Now's our chance. Good answer. Ready or not, here we come.
I did it!
There's one! It's...
Throw down. Persona.
You hit its weakness!
Now's our chance. You ready? Wait, what? Okay. Counting on you. That's some thick skin.
It got back up! Hurry and beat it! Just one enemy left!
Come on! Yeah! I did it! Wow! This is huge! And holy crap, it's expensive. Who buys something like this?
I don't know. Rich folks? Honestly, not many people shop for TVs here. That's why we don't have clerks around.
Huh. Not worth trying then, I guess. Well, at least looking's free.
Nope, can't get in. Figures.
This proves it. It was all just a dream.
Besides, these flat screen TVs are so thin, you just end up on the other side. What am I saying? So, Chia, what kind of TV are you guys in the market for?
They said they wanted one that's cheap. You got any suggestions?
Well, miss, might I suggest this one over here? It's the newest model, just released this spring.
What? That's not cheap at all! There's way too many zeros!
I should have asked what you meant by cheap right off the bat.
You got connections, right? Come on, hook me up!
You know I can't do that. Hey, how about this one over here? It's a display unit. It's a little old, but... Oh yeah, what kind of TV do...
Huh? Something wrong, Yosuke?
Is his arm in the TV?
Whoa. Is that some kind of new model? Like with a new function?
Hell no!
You gotta be kidding me. Did you really stick your hand through the screen?
Oh man, this is for real. That's some magic trick, man. So how's it work? Hey, don't do that! What are you doing?
Oh my god!
What do you mean, inside?
What do you mean, empty space?
What do you mean, spacious?
I mean, what's going on?
Holy crap. I think this is all too much for my bladder.
What the? Are you gonna pee your pants?
I've been holding it in all day. I haven't had a chance to go. I can't hold it anymore. Shit, customers, they're coming.